Ice does not forget. It compresses time into layers, year over year, century over century, a diary written in frost. Somewhere beneath 3 kilometers of it, sealed since before the first pyramid was cut, something is waiting. We don't know what to call it yet, but the ice remembers. In the 1960s, American and Soviet survey planes began flying grid patterns over East Antarctica, dragging ice-penetrating radar behind them. Most of what they found was exactly what you'd expect. Rock, ancient bedrock, and ice, nearly 3 miles of it in places. But buried in the returns from one 1964 flight line was a shape that didn't belong, symmetrical, geometric, repeating at regular intervals across roughly 150 square kilometers. Natural ice does strange things. It flows, it cracks, it forms domes and trenches, but it does not, on its own, draw straight lines. The data sat in a filing cabinet for decades. It resurfaced only when a graduate student cross-referencing old Operation Ice Cube surveys noticed the same anomaly appearing in 3 independent datasets, 40 years apart. 3 independent flights, 3 different decades, the same impossible grid. That's when people stopped calling it noise. Getting permission to drill in East Antarctica is its own kind of expedition. The region falls under the Antarctic Treaty, 56 nations, 1 continent, and an agreement that nothing here belongs to anyone, which meant any serious investigation needed something rare, consensus. It took 9 years. In 2019, a joint research consortium, glaciologists, structural engineers, and a handful of very patient diplomats established Camp Meridian, a temporary station built directly above the anomaly. The plan wasn't to drill blind. It was to map first, centimeter by centimeter, using thermal drills that melt rather than bore, preserving whatever lay beneath instead of destroying it. Progress was measured in meters per week, and for the first 11 months, they found nothing but ice. Then, at 2,840 meters, the drill stopped. It wasn't rock. The engineer's first assumption, bedrock finally, after nearly 3 kilometers, was wrong within seconds. The drill had hit something with a tensile signature. Something that flexed, fractionally, under pressure. Metal doesn't behave like that. Neither does stone. Whatever it was smooth. Almost engineered smooth. The kind of surface you don't get from geology, only from tooling. The camera lowered further, into what researchers began describing, cautiously, as a cavity. Not a crevasse, not a lava tube. A void with walls too regular to be accidental. Camera drones, small enough to fit the borehole, hardened against the cold, were sent down next. What they found was not a room. It was the edge of something far larger. Corridors radiating outward in a pattern that repeated at precise 60-degree angles. If this was built, whoever built it valued geometry, the way we value load-bearing walls. Every angle serves a purpose. Every corridor seems to lead somewhere specific. But here's where the mystery deepens, not resolves. Radiometric dating of the ice layers directly above the structure places its burial at approximately 34,000 years before present, long before any known civilization possessed the tools to cut stone this precisely, let alone metal. 34,000 years ago, the last ice age hadn't yet reached its coldest point. Antarctica was already frozen, but not always. Ice cores tell us the continent cycles between temperate and glacial periods over hundreds of thousands of years, which raises the question no one on that ice camp wanted to say out loud first. What if something was here, before the ice came at all? In month 14, a secondary team monitoring the borehole for structural stability picked up something odd in their instruments. A faint electromagnetic pulse emanating from deep within the cavity, repeating every 11.3 seconds. Not random, not consistent with any known geological or ice-related phenomenon. No known seismic, thermal, or piezoelectric process produces the signature. Some team members hypothesized fossilized magnetic material, a naturally magnetized mineral vein resonating with the drill's own equipment.
Faster.
It's the most likely explanation, and one many scientists still favor. Others weren't so sure, because the pulse didn't just repeat. Over 11 days, the interval shortened, from 11.3 seconds to 11.1. A gradual acceleration, so small, it was almost dismissed as sensor drift. Almost. Whether this was a machine slowly powering on, an unrelated geological process, or simple equipment error remains, and this needs to be said plainly, unresolved. No peer-reviewed paper has confirmed the signal's origin. The most rigorous position is also the most boring one. We don't know. One physicist involved in the analysis put it this way.
The signal is real. That much I was generating at sim. That's the part where I stopped being a person with a guess, same as anyone.
2 months after that interview, the consortium's permit was suspended, pending an environmental and structural review. The borehole was capped. The camp was dismantled. Officially, research is ongoing, pending further authorization. Unofficially, no new expedition has been approved since. Here's what we can say with confidence. There is a large, geometrically regular structure buried beneath the East Antarctic ice sheet, verified independently across multiple radar surveys spanning decades. Ice core dating places its burial at roughly 34,000 years. And for 14 months, instruments recorded a rhythmic electromagnetic pulse from somewhere inside it. It joins a small, contested catalog of similar claims worldwide. The Baltic Sea's disputed rock formation, the submerged structures off Gujarat's coast. None of these have been conclusively explained. Most mainstream researchers attribute them to natural geology, misreadings of sonar and radar data, or in some cases, outright misinterpretation by early investigators eager for a story. Skepticism here isn't the enemy of wonder. It's the discipline that makes wonder worth trusting. Extraordinary claims about a lost civilization under 2 miles of ice deserve extraordinary evidence, not just a compelling radar echo and a strange hum in the instruments. So we hold both truths at once. Something down there doesn't match the geology, and nothing down there has been proven to be anything other than an unusual, still unexplained natural formation. The honest answer, unglamorous as it is, we don't know yet. Antarctica is the only place left on Earth large enough to hide something at this scale. Not because it's mysterious by nature, but because it's the last landmass we haven't fully mapped, fully drilled, fully known. Everywhere else, the ground has given up its secrets to plows and cities and roads. The ice, so far, has only given us questions. Maybe what's down there is a natural mineral formation with an unlucky resemblance to architecture, and a magnetic anomaly with an unlucky rhythm. That would be the more probable answer, and probability tends to win, eventually. Or maybe, and this is the possibility that keeps geologists awake as much as it keeps the rest of us awake, maybe something was here first. Something that built and then was buried, slowly, by a planet that doesn't keep records the way we do. Only wait. Only time. The ice isn't hiding an answer from us. It's just old enough not to care whether we ever find one. It remembers. We're the ones still learning how to ask.